Hi! Thank you for watching our video on the top 5 most famous Damien Hirst paintings and art as of 2023. Before we dive in, the entire team at New Bond Street Pawnbrokers would like to thank you for watching this video. We are an award-winning luxury pawn shop in central London, providing loans on luxury assets like watches, jewellery, diamonds, classic cars, fine art, antiques, and more. Our experts are always on hand for free, no-obligation valuations at our shop in Mayfair, central London. Of course, do share and like this video, it really motivates us to do more similar videos. Without further ado, let's dive in. 1. The physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living. The inspiration behind the most famous Damien Hirst paintings and art is well known: death. Hirst has famously been quoted as saying, "Death's just something that inspires me, not something that pulls me down." I used to get called morbid at school. I have always loved horror films, I like being frightened. And this certainly exemplifies what's going on in the most famous Damien Hirst artwork. The physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living is undoubtedly one of the most famous Damien Hirst paintings, if not his most famous. It's certainly an enigmatic piece. Hirst preserved a tiger shark in formaldehyde and displayed it in a display case crafted from glass panels. The expression on the shark's face is an eerie, terrifying look into the literal jaws of death. 2. End of an era. Next in the lineup of most famous Damien Hirst artworks has to be End of an Era. This sculpture features the severed head of a bull, his horns adorned with a disc of solid gold. The juxtaposition of life and death, fear and love, malady and physical decay, is what made Hirst so famous. Or possibly infamous. Dead animals perfectly preserved using formaldehyde, animal carcasses, and diamonds are certainly an unconventional way of gaining notoriety. As with the tiger shark seen in the last piece, this one is suspended in a formaldehyde solution that's encased in a golden vitrine. While it's a visually striking piece, Hirst's aim in creating it was to represent the worship of a false idol. It was created in conjunction with another very well-known piece of his, the golden calf. 3. The golden calf. Speaking of which, the golden calf is well deserving of its own entry on this list and is another piece crafted and placed in a solution of formaldehyde. As with End of an Era, the intention of this piece was to represent worship, and as such, the hooves and horns of the calf are made from gold. The calf also features its own golden disc resting between its horns. This disc bears the markings of Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of love and protection. Hathor was also known as a goddess of beauty and presided over music, dancing, other pleasurable activities, and fertility. Arguably the crown jewel of Hirst's work, the golden calf has an estimated value of between £8 and 12 million. This may be one time when a piece is literally worth its weight in gold. At the time it was placed in the formaldehyde aquarium, the calf was only 18 months old. The gold elements, including horns, hooves, and the Hathor disc, are 18-karat gold. Hirst was seeking to examine the relationship between idols and his contemporaries. The piece weighs a hefty 10 tons and sold for the impressive price of £10 million. 4. Away from the Flock. One of the most enigmatic works by Hirst, Away from the Flock features another glass-walled tank filled with formaldehyde. The way Hirst posed the sheep is what lends the piece its vision, as it appears to be both alive and in the middle of jumping through the air. While many of the most famous Damien Hirst paintings feature preserved animals, it is Away from the Flock that best captures the dichotomy of life and death. As with the physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living, Away from the Flock succumbed to deterioration and had to be remade. 3 versions of the sculpture have been created in total, with the 2 replacement versions mimicking the pose of the original. The intention behind the piece was to capture a state of being removed or disconnected from the living world. 5. For the Love of God. Another glittering effigy of death created by Hirst, For the Love of God presents the viewer with a bejeweled human skull. Crafted from platinum, the skull is a perfect replica of the human skull and includes a set of real human teeth. The surface of the skull has been encrusted with diamonds, making this one of the most expensive Damien Hirst art pieces ever made. It's also one of the most eye-catching. The skull sits atop a black pedestal, which stands at eye level to most adults, against a black backdrop. With so many diamonds encrusted into the skull, the light reflection around it, offset by the black surroundings, is incredibly effective. All those diamonds sparkle with light, even as the darkness surrounding them tries to extinguish it. So, to wrap up, these are only the top 5 most famous Damien Hirst paintings and art as of 2023. If you are looking for a more comprehensive understanding of the most famous and expensive Damien Hirst art, do have a look at our detailed article on top 10 most famous Damien Hirst paintings and art as of 2022, which includes more detailed descriptions and history, artist background, images, and videos of the actual artwork. See link in the description. Of course, if you are looking for more videos on all things luxury, from the most famous diamonds to the most expensive watches ever sold, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like or share our video. Do check out some of the most popular articles on our blog, see links in the description. Finally, if you consider pawning your luxury watch, art, jewelry, classic cars, or other similar assets, do give our team a call to book a free, no-obligation valuation.